does this sometimes, yeah, when I've been on live for too long. It's probably telling me I've been on live for too long that it won't connect. Like sometimes it does that, but at least we're here now. We're here, man.
Exactly. How
How
you
you
been, mate?
been? Yeah,
Hmm?
not bad. I've been alright, man. Like
Good.
just been doing these interviews, bro.
Yeah, I've been watching them all. I've been watching them all, to be fair.
Thank you, bro.
Getting me through my working day, to be honest.
How you been though? How you been keeping busy?
Working, mate. Just working. Become a dad a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Um,
Congrats.
so yeah, that's the main challenge at the moment. But yeah, I've been actually doing my mixes, doing live streams,
Yeah.
and organising my Serato, man. That's
It
taken.
needs organizing.
But I'm doing it properly though. So I've done it. I've got about 7 or 8 smart crates in like BPM range,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going through each track, color coding them, and then putting them in specific folders. I'm not even halfway through it yet. It's taking.
Okay, now you're properly going in there. So I'm doing
Once
it.
it's done though, once it's done, it's
Yeah,
done.
once it's done, it will look good though.
Mm.
Like I'm doing it. I'm just doing it for like the years. So I'm just doing like 2020, 2019, 2018. I'm gonna go to 2010, and I'm gonna do it in like 10 years chunks things. So like 2010 to 2000 or 2005, and then 2005 to 2000 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I'd love
work
to
it
do
out.
it. I'd love to do it, but I've got to go through and just find out what I've got to go and Google what year it was done because it might not have it next to it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Some of the tracks don't even have it next to it, so I have to Google it. It's so long.
and that's what I did want to do. So I'm going to do it in genre. So I've got like house, and I've got sub crates for house, like classic, deep tech. I've done the same for R&B and hip hop, and obviously French, Spanish, and all that too. Yeah, it's taken a while, but it's worth it. It's keeping my toes.
Definitely. So how's it been for you? Like, how did you start DJing? How did everything happen?
So it was by accident, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I always grew up wanting to play football.
Yeah.
That's like my first love is football. Always downloading music though, LimeWire, IMY Music, all those illegal streaming things. And then one day I was working in a bar, and the DJ at the time, Paddy, one of my good friends, I always used to request songs. And he was like, bro, like in your head, you're mixing. And I was like, what? He was like, right, next week, come to my mum's on Saturday at 3 o'clock and I'll teach you how to DJ. I was like, all right, cool, give it a go. 3 months later, I learned how to mix A to B. And then from then, it's just snowballed on. And that's it, really.
So what was your first gig?
My first gig was at a place called Silk Road in Colchester.
Okay.
And I played for an event called IOE, which we did. And it was an hour set. And then from then, I just got the bug. To be honest, from the first DJ lesson, I got the bug. Just learning how to mix 2 songs together and find out different ways you can do it. Learn how to beat match and all that. So, yeah, from that moment, we just got the bug. Man.
So since then, you kind of knew you were going to get into this profession?
To be honest, I didn't think it would be a profession. I was doing it to begin with, literally just the mixed music that I liked. And then I managed to get a gig. And then, like I said, one thing led to another. And then I realised to myself in 2000, towards the beginning of 2012, end of 2011, that I wanted to maybe try it properly. And that's when I done my first season in 2012. I went to Ayia Napa. And then from there,
did you go over there for like a one-way trip kind of thing, or
so the plan was really to go there and be a promoter. Like literally just get pissed every day and have a good time. And when I got there, it was relatively early. It was like end of May, beginning of June.
Is that the best time to get there?
No, the best time to get there is April. I was quite late because I had an exam at uni.
Okay.
So I was 19 at the time, 19, 20. And I got there and I realised that there wasn't many DJs in the bars. So when I was looking for a job to be like a promoter or like a street rep, I met a guy called Taz who used to run a place called Monkey Business along with like, a couple other bars. And he was like, I'll give you a one-night trial. And I was like, listen, I haven't got my stuff. Like I didn't have my laptop or nothing. Luckily a friend of mine was flying out like that week. So I said to him, if you can wait, my friend's bringing my stuff over and I can get it going. And then I got a set there. There's a place called Monkey Business, like a small bar. It opened at like 10 o'clock through to like 2 before the main clubs opened.
Okay.
And I DJ'd every night there, 7 nights a week for 2-3 months. And that's really when I learned how to DJ because.
Did that help you a lot to come back to the UK with that under your belt as well?
Yeah, it was. That's the best thing I've ever not the best thing I've done, but probably one of the most important things I've ever done because I learned how to play really. Like, whereas before I'd done like the odd set here and there, I didn't really have a residency. And then when I was out there every single day, 10 o'clock through to 2, sometimes 3, just playing music, having to read different types of crowds, like all the booze cruises that come on and stuff. I done one little like warm up set in Castle there too, like towards the end. And then from literally that moment, I was like, right, that's it. I'm gonna DJ, whether full time or as much as possible.
Who in the DJ scene do you look up to?
I look up to many people, to be honest. There's not just one specific person. So if we said like the oldest, like the best DJs, the GOAT is Craze, DJ Craze. He's the best DJ on the planet, in my opinion. Obviously EZ. EZ's the king of the CDJs. Craze is the king of the turntables, in my opinion. But then if we talk like just on our level, I would say all my friends. So like G-Star, Sai, Shawnee, Sid, like everyone in my, not crew, but in my friendship group.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Nana's doing bits in Dubai, Q-Ball in Newcastle as well. I've only met him a few times, but he's a serious DJ, mate. He's a serious DJ. So I think he's locked in, actually. Shout out Q-Ball.
Yeah, I think he is.
But yeah, man, there's plenty of people I look up to, like even in genres that I don't necessarily specialize in, like Sammy Porter, sick DJ. CG. I had this conversation the other day. Like to pick a 5-a-side, like all-star DJ team, like locally, without being celebrities. And I went for Cable, my boy Sean, my boy Sid, who's like my favorite garage DJ bar EZ. Then I went for Sammy and I went for Sai. That's my 5.
The top 5.
5-a-side. But then you've got to think about, like I was just mentioning, Q-Ball, like technically unbelievable and obviously sick DJ anyway. Yeah. But technique-wise, he's probably better than all of them. So yeah, man, I look up to anyone that inspires me, to be honest. So
how do you find it in the scene at the moment? Like, obviously it's very oversaturated.
No scene at the moment, mate.
Well, I mean,
no scene.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? at this, well, not at this moment in time, but like in this year and like these coming like last couple years as well. Like it's quite oversaturated.
Yeah, so that's only because of accessibility though. So when I started in 2011. So what's 9 years ago? Yeah. And I remember when I went to my friend Paddy's house, I got there and he was teaching me on CDJs and stuff.
Yeah.
But my first bit of equipment was a controller, M Audio Bob Basic controller. I paid £150 for it, and I learned how to mix on that. Then I progressively upgraded, got myself a better controller. CDJs were always I never really found the value in them to have at home, so I bought myself some turntables. And then just went from there. But it's accessibility. So everyone can get a laptop. Everyone can download the top 40, but not everyone can play. That's the difference. Not everyone puts the hours into mixing. Like you go out and hear some DJs mixing, man. You think it's Robot Wars. It's mad, clanging everywhere.
But do you think that's because of who you know and instead of what you know?
That's life, though, man. That's life. It's a who you know game. That's the most important. That's apart from learning how to mix and having a vast majority of music. The who you know is the key thing, man. You can be as good as you want, but if no one knows, you're not playing anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
But you say this as well, but like it gets to a point where you like I had this. So I was speaking to my mate Benji about this, and he booked a DJ he's an events planner and everything, and he booked a DJ who didn't even know how to set up the equipment. So like when you get to that, you can't. How can you? I don't understand how you can say you're a DJ but you don't know how to set up an equipment. Obviously, I know to an extent that if you're going from a controller to a CDJ or vinyl or whatever, it's quite hard to get used to. But go practice in Pirate Studios or go do this beforehand so you know the way around the equipment. Because I know straight up that I wasn't. I know straight up that I couldn't work as CDJ when I started. Like, there's no way I could have done that. But like through help with other DJs telling me what to do or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's all about being self-aware. Like I knew when I started that I was shit. Yeah. So I wasn't trying to get a booking. I was literally just learning how to mix because I knew that it wasn't good enough what I was doing.
Yeah.
Then when I learned how to mix, that's when I then inquired and asked someone like, how do I do this with CDJs? How do I set up Serato box? Because bro, there's people that don't know how to set up a Serato box. Like true, they don't know how to do it. I've seen it. So then you learn that, and then you can maybe say, right, okay, I'm ready to take this into like a warm-up set as such.
Yeah.
Maybe like get a club. Like my first sets were warm-up sets, playing to like hardly anyone.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone in Silk Road in Colchester, and I playing in a couple of bars locally. But you need to be self-aware and know what level you're at, and don't get too gassed, because you will get shown up. Like,
Yeah,
you will
definitely.
come unstuck. But again, that's a learning curve for people, you know. So some people take it on board, some people get shit scared and then bounce from there.
How do you think there's like DJ rivalry, or do you think that don't exist, or do you get kind of scared about other DJs or something like that?
It depends. It depends on the person. Like, there's a lot of bitches, mate. We're all males. Like, a lot of us are males, but a lot of people are bitchy. I'm quite lucky and fortunate. I haven't come across it personally, but obviously I know it does happen. Like, all the people I hang around with, they're super helpful. Like, if you haven't got a track and they've got it, they'll send it to you. Or if you want some advice on how to do something. Like, I'll give you a prime example. I'm still in the process of learning how to scratch. I can scratch, but I'm not good at it. I'd say I'm a 4 out of 10. Yeah, but I can do it to a level where.
So if you're a 4 out of 10, I must be like a 1 out of 10, man. I thought your scratch is good.
Do you know what? I probably am my worst critic. Like, so 10 for me is craze.
Yeah.
So if I say, am I close to craze, I would say no.
Yeah.
But if I was to compare myself to other people in the scene, I think I'm good. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not that level, and that's where I want to be. But yeah, I was saying that I don't know how to crab scratch. I can't do it. My fingers can't work fast enough. I messaged Cubal the other day, and I was like, bro, how the fuck do I do it? And he was just like, it's just practice, bro. It was just practice. There's no real science to it. It's just practice and timing.
Do you think it's helped you having vinyls instead of CDJs or controller?
I've had vinyls for a few years now. To be honest, I don't think there's much difference, especially with technology now as well. There's not much difference unless you're playing on actual real vinyls. I've got control vinyls here.
Yeah.
But if you're using actual vinyl, it's just the same as mixing on a USB, and usually it is.
Yeah.
Simple as, really.
Usually it is, yeah.
Close your eyes and do it that way. You know, I don't know how you want to do it, but keep the screen away. That's the best way to learn to mix. Like, I learned on CDJs, on CDs.
Yeah.
So I was able to learn how to mix, and then obviously I took my controller away to practice like other elements of mixing, like loops and basic scratching on the controller I had at the time as well. But yeah, man, like I said, everyone's cool that I hang around. There's no real bitchiness, no real like silliness within the scene. No, so there's a lot of work for everyone.
So looking back at your career, like, you've done a lot. So what's been the highlight for you?
The highlight for me, just individual set, or
like anything that's stood out to you in your DJ career? Like, is it been a set, or is it like DJing for this, or what? Like, what's it been?
I've got a couple of highlights.
Okay, I'll give you two. Don't make your rules.
Yeah. So the night I DJ for Chris Brown, that's probably my biggest highlight.
Yeah.
That was mad. Like, he was late as well. So you can imagine the club had like 2,000 people in Cavalli in Marbella.
Yeah.
And I was nervous the night before. It was like it wasn't my first proper big set, but it was like the biggest I'd done. And there was 2,000 people in there. People at the front, like from 10 o'clock, like no drinks, like, where's Chris Brown? Where's Chris Brown? And the club was going off. It was sick. I've got a few videos. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
But then when he come out, it was madness. And I've done like a little after party at Sisu as well.
Yeah.
And then, funny enough, that night I was flying home to surprise my mum just for a couple of days before I flew back. And yeah, that was just a surreal moment. But probably my biggest highlight was that season in Marbella. Like,
was that through network, or did you just go there to look for gigs and then it just happened? Or
so what I'd done was I saw a Facebook thing come up. So I went on holiday there the year before, so 2014, and I loved it. My boy Sai was working there. He's been out there for like over 10 years now.
He's been there for time, yeah.
He's well connected. So I met him for the first time in 2014 on holiday.
Yeah.
And I'd done like an hour set in Aquamist while I was there. And then when I got back, I was like, right, I have to do a season there. I have to do it. And then a few weeks later, Facebook, C2 Plus, saying looking for DJs for next summer. So I literally sent a message. I was like, listen, I'm thinking about coming out next year. Didn't hear back at all, nothing. Got to April of 2015, and I booked a one-way flight on the 17th of April. Flew out there, didn't have a hotel, nothing. So I stayed the first night. I stayed with my friend in a hotel, and then she was leaving the next day. So I then booked a hostel for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then Sai was like, right, I'll be out in 2 weeks. We'll get a place together. Yeah. Luckily enough, I went around a few bars in the evenings, went around some places during the day. met one of my good mates, Dino, who used to work at Sisu, and he got me a job there. Him and Tommy, and then it just snowballed on from there, really. And I was there for 5 months. Literally the best summer ever.
What is it about the Marbella scene that, because like a lot of DJs enjoy the Marbella scene compared to other scenes. So like, what is it about Marbella that makes Marbella?
It's just fun, mate. It's fun. Like a lot of people have got a misconceived idea about it. They think it's a bit like bougie and that, but if you go to the right place, you know the right people. There's a backline, don't forget. So the backline is like Zante, and then the front line is where obviously all the yachts and all the nice clubs and news cafe, etc. So it depends on what you go there for and who you go with and what you're looking for, I guess. I think it's a good blend. I actually always have a good time there, mate. It's just always a good time. Never ever a dull moment. All the people you meet as well, if you're DJing, like the club owners, promoters, and that. Yeah, it's just all love every single time. And plus, I like the element where you can go and live the Spanish life. That is by
sleep all day, sleep all day.
Listen, if you go to the Spanish clubs and the Spanish day parties, they eclipse everything. Absolutely eclipse everything. Unless like you go on a bank holiday.
They're crazy.
They're the best.
They're the best. You know what? I like the Spanish kind of culture because everything don't open till like 12, 1 o'clock.
Everything's mañana.
Yeah, and that's why I like. But that's what I like about it. Everything's laid back. Everything's laid back as well. And everything's like, I wish the UK was like that, where clubs, we didn't have to rush between 10 to 3. You get me? Like
exactly.
And then entry's done at 12. Like
10 till 6, perfect.
Yeah, or not even just like 12 or like 11 till 6. Like that would be calm. Like 11 to 6 would be good.
Yeah, man, it's wicked. I love it out there. Love it.
We do tomorrow.
And listen, the banks are never open either. I don't see how they make money in that country. The banks are never open. Like 1 hour a day.
It's a 1 hour a day.
Mad.
What other artists have you kind of DJ'd with or for?
So I warmed up for EZ. That was sick. French Montana, Snoop Dogg, Tiger.
Is this all in Marbella or is this in?
That was in Marbella. And in the UK, I've done things for. Tell you who was sick that you wouldn't probably think of is B Young. B Young was sick. He was very good live. I was well impressed. Just like a few UK artists here and there. I've done Young Bane as well. I actually done it in Marbella, to be fair, Young Bane. Did I DJ for anyone in Prague? No, I haven't done anyone in Prague. But
okay, so going with that as well, what other countries you DJ'd in?
So I've done Prague, done Marbella.
Yeah.
I DJ in Seville.
Okay.
Seville is mad.
What's the scene like there?
So I went for one night. Yeah. One night only. I played at a place called Rosso, so it's like an open club, Rosso Antique. Yeah. And funny enough, it was in the same day as the Miss Spain after party, so it was packed. It was insane. I learned a lot that day as well. I learned that I didn't have as much Spanish music as I needed. I had enough to get me through it, but I got to a point where I was like, right, okay, I need to re-up on my Spanish music.
Has that helped you a lot with your music, like DJing out in Marbella, like a lot?
Massively.
Getting a lot of international music.
Massively. Also, I listened to Kieran yesterday. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
The stuff you learn. A big help with that would be Psy.
Yeah.
Massive help. Like in terms of multi-genre, you don't get more multi-genre than Psy. Like people will say the multi-genre and then you see Psy's catalogue and you're like, right, okay, fucking.
I needed a sooner.
Hey, Azulo probably wasn't popping back then either, you know.
He only popped up in the last he's only
Azulo's sick. I love Azulo.
From what 2017 onwards, he's proper come into the scene.
Yeah, but like, obviously I had like loads of house, loads of garage, R&B, hip hop, funky, all of that. But I didn't have enough Spanish. Obviously French scene's popping as well.
French is popping now though. Like before it was ish, but now in the last couple of years it's probably taken off. Yeah,
like another person that's helped me with that as well is Alak Jackson as well. He's resident in Marbella. He's obviously he's from
a French DJ. So, he's a French DJ.
Yeah, I guess he connects with like Psy and stuff, and would you link up and swap music and whatnot. Do
you prefer the Marbella scene over any other scene, or
is different?
It kind of fake to you?
Different. I don't think it's fake. I know a lot of people will say that, but I don't think it is. Like I said, it depends on who you interact with. Yeah. Obviously, you get everywhere. You get fake people in England.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I just like it. My favourite scene though, really, bro, I love playing at universities.
Yeah, university scene.
Because I like the fact that there's no tables.
Yeah.
There's no guest list. There's no stupidity. They literally go there, dance for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, however long the club's open for, and they leave. Do you know
Or
what I
even
mean?
the unis where they got the facilities to do the rave in the uni. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like I play at Essex Uni a lot, and
yeah.
it's mad. Honestly, I've had some of my best nights in there. It's absolutely insane, and the club really busy for like 3 hours. Like, it opens at 11. You don't get a dance floor till 12, and then 3 o'clock it shuts. It's crazy there. I love playing there. I play and it's on a Tuesday night as
Do
well.
you agree with these timings though? Like, or are you kind of like, as we were saying, you know, the club's open till 6 in Spain or wherever in other
It's just
countries.
licensing. There's nothing you can do about it here, to be honest. And there's
Yeah.
obviously some clubs that do get away with it, but majority is just licensing, especially being at an education premises.
Yeah, definitely.
They got lessons
6 a.m.,
2
7
hours.
a.m.
Yeah, but
I'll be
some
on a
clubs,
lesson.
some clubs obviously some of them are open till 2, some 3, some 4. It just depends. But I don't care how long I play for. To be honest, it's whether it's an hour or 5, 6 hours. I'm not bothered. Not bothered. Just kills my back a bit. That's all. I'm well tall. I'm too tall for DJing, really. Far too tall, like Quasimodo.
What's your height?
6'4", mate.
Mm. Bro,
So like, I don't think you can see my decks behind me.
I'm 5'5", man. I'm 5'5". Like,
My decks
I'm gonna
behind me,
look
they're
like a little
proper
kid
high.
next to you.
My decks are proper high behind me, mate.
Let's see. How high is it?
I'll show you one set. We'll take it out of this quick. So look, I've got it all plugged in like that.
Yeah.
But it's well high, look. Think about that. That's a tall lamp, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on, can you see that?
Yeah.
Look how high the decks are compared to it.
Hey, you know what? that would be perfect for me. My arms would just be like that. There's a crazy setup.
Did I pause you?
Yeah, here we go. It's fine. He cusses up my height. Jordan cusses up my height, man. Like, allow my height.
Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. Just firm it. Block him.
6'4", bro. 6'4". So why never basketball?
Shit. I just like the jerseys. I like the jerseys. I just shit.
Just like the jerseys, man.
Yeah, man.
So with other countries, after quarantine, where do you want to tour? What countries?
I want to play in Dubai. That'd be cool. I've had a couple opportunities possibly to do it, but it's never really materialised. Because I know sometimes you got to get like licenses and visas and all sorts. But yeah, I had a couple opportunities to do that, but didn't actually go through. But the Mecca is.
Someone called me. Yeah, someone called me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Vegas is the one. I want to play. I want to play in America. Just period. I want to play in America. I went to Vegas last year for a stag do, and if you DJ in Vegas, that's when you know you've
made it. When you made it to West Coast or Miami, then you know you've made it. You're making a big money there.
Vegas be the one. Obviously Miami, New York, LA, and that will be amazing too. But I just think Vegas is known to be the party capital of the world, so
definitely,
that'll be the big goal.
You know what, Vegas to do that, that's different levels. That's
different levels,
man.
Do you know what's mad? Like the DJ scene in Vegas, the clubs that I went to quite a few. And obviously the pool parties and stuff.
You got Dre's?
I went to Dre's. My favorite night though was at a place called Jewel. Yeah. We saw Tory Lanez, and that was insane. Dre's is a spectacle. Can't beat it. But the actual.
But that's like the same in Dubai. Like Dre's and Dubai is both the same.
Yeah.
Like I think
Incredible.
Vegas is obviously probably better, but
yeah, I don't know. I've been to Dubai, so I can't even compare it. But obviously Vegas being Vegas, you'd assume it would be big.
I haven't been to Dre's at all. I want to go to Dre's. Like I want to go.
Trust me, it's the best place. It's the best place. I'll choose Vegas over any holiday destination. Easy.
Is it?
Easy. Yeah.
You know what? Okay, fine. You should go to Mexico then. If you like Marbella, go to Mexico.
I've been to Mexico. I went to Cancun.
Okay, have you did there?
No. Only on holiday.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got I haven't connected with Mexico yet.
Okay, I've got to connect.
I might shave the beard and keep the moustache. They'll like roll.
They'll love it. They'll love it, bro.
But I was saying.
But like Cancun is, I mean, it reminds me of like a Zante kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's much better.
Yeah.
What's that big? Is it Coco Bongo? It's the big club that's like
for 2,000 people.
Yeah, insane club. I went there. That was good. And I went to a random place. I think it was called like Triple X. It's like a little bar on the side. Yeah. And that was sick. The DJ in there was real decent. He was playing just like R&B cuts and stuff. So that was sick. But I was saying like the level. I don't know what it is. The level of DJ in Vegas. Like every DJ is sick. that I heard.
Everyone knows how to scratch like that. Everyone knows how to do some
not
madness.
even just scratching, but like whether it's hosting as well as DJing.
Oh yeah, they know how to host out there.
Yeah, and like technical ability, they'll fire. Like whereas you get a lot of DJs around here or wherever, and you hear them playing, you're like, how?
You know what? It's culture, because in America, so I'll speak because I've done an interview with American DJ. I've got another one tomorrow. And they were saying that when you grow up and you grow into like the music scene, you have to use the mic. Like, there's no nothing, like you can't shy away from it. Like everyone used it, you had to. So like over there, it's just like a norm. Like, but with us, like people are just got a host. Like, I don't think there's many hosts in America. I don't think there's many, you know. Like, I think there are some, but I don't think hosts make it. I think it's just a DJ.
Yeah, there's an art to it, definitely. Don't get me wrong, I'm not shy of using the microphone now. I never really used to use it.
Do you think it's helped you?
It helps your sets, definitely. 100%. Like crowd interaction and stuff, keeping people on their toes, definitely helps. But I wouldn't say I was a host. I would say I talk on the mic. Chat shit sometimes, quite funny. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a host.
Do you need the alcohol down you, or are you cool without it?
Bro, listen, I look at my hair, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I haven't drunk while DJing in ages. I usually drive. 9 times out of 10 I drive.
Okay.
But if I don't drive, I'll drink. But if I'm driving, it's water only. Like Friday and Saturday nights, it's water only. I just drink water. Yeah, the music gets me through it, man. I don't get tired of nothing, so I'm alright. Don't need to drink.
Okay, so
but when I do, they're the best sets when you're drunk. 100%. I vouch for that.
So you DJ for a lot of artists, but would you want to be an artist DJ or a resident, and the artist comes down and you DJ for them?
I'll do it. It's another string to your bow, isn't it? I'll definitely do it. I'd like to do it anyway. Don't think I could, because obviously I've got a kid. And the touring and stuff, if you were the artist was to go on tour, it wouldn't be feasible for us to do it. But I would definitely do it, like, I don't know, locally or like the UK or whatever. 100%.
Do you not think that you have to kind of build your brand up before you get into that, or does it not matter?
Again, it's a who you know game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can have all the fanciest artworks in the world. If the person doesn't see it or doesn't know you or doesn't recommend you, you're not really anyone, to be honest. So yeah, it's a who you know game. It's a who you know game.
Definitely. What's your take on reality TV stars getting into DJing? Are you against that, or are you like, I don't really
prefer
care?
not to speak. I prefer not to speak. 9 times out of 10 it's tragic, bro. 9 times out of 10 it's tragic. The experiences I've had anyway. 9 times out of 10 is tragic.
So I'm not gonna bait out what I got, but I've got a reality TV star this week that I'm interviewing, but I'm not gonna bait anything else. But like, join it. I want to see what everyone's saying.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, honesty is the best policy, mate. Like, if you don't think something's good, just say it's not good, because either that will inspire them to prove you wrong, or they'll quit and they went in it really for the right reasons.
But do you think do you think like you've got to the level where they won't take your sets, or do you think that they will just take your sets even if you're at that level where you think they couldn't touch you?
Well, to be fair, like I've come away from doing like not guest slots, but like being a freelance DJ where I go here, there, and everywhere. At the moment, I'm doing 2 residencies at the moment.
Okay, where's your residencies?
So I play in Ipswich, Unit 17, and Attic in Romford at the moment.
Okay.
And then if I want to do my odd bookings here and there, and then I can go do my band, Prague, London, whatever.
In Attic, are you in like are you in the R&B room?
In the main room. In the main room.
Okay.
Yeah, because Double's in the R&B room.
Yeah.
Double's a sick DJ. He's in the R&B room. So on a Saturday, I'm playing mainly house, to be honest. And that's not even I would say my forte, but obviously I can do it enough from 10 to half 3, 4 o'clock. You know,
how are you like, you know, with your residencies, is it just kind of based on a contract, or is it like that you could bring down other DJs on your set as well for like a warm up, or do you not want that as well, or are you like?
I've done it before, 100%. I've done it before. So in Ipswich, I'm more so do it on a Friday. But on Saturday, there's a guy that does the lights there. His name's Reese, cool guy. He warms up for me sometimes. But I suppose if I said to the manager, like, got someone to come down split in the first hour, they'll be fine with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I've got quite a good relationship with the managers I work with, and a lot of the promoters that I work with as well, and keep in contact with too. So that's another key thing, man. You got to be a nice person. Like, you got to be
with that as well. But like, how do you take friendships and business? Like, because obviously you can have being friends with someone, but there's like an extent
Yeah, there's a level. I'm quite lucky though. Like the people
Yeah.
that I consider friends, I've like the person who books me majority for like the Deltic venues, my friend Dave,
Hmm.
and I've known him for nearly 10 years now, nearly 10
Hmm.
years, and wherever he goes, like, do you want to come play? And if I'm
Yeah.
booked, I won't do it, but I've always got a set hooked up with him. But that's because you build a relationship over the years, become friends. Like the manager at Romford now, Gary, he's ledge, he's top way. Like he's a Rangers fan. We talk about football.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like a best mate, but I get along with him and I've got a really good relationship with him. He trusts me to do my job, so that's the key thing: trust. As long as you know, go there, do a good job, you show respect, you don't take the piss. You're always gonna have work. Always gonna have work wherever. No matter
Definitely.
who's DJing. No matter if you've got a guest set or you've got one sec, bro, sorry. Or you've got a celebrity artist coming down or whatever. As long as you do your job, keep it cool, stay professional, you won't ever have any problems. 100%.
What scene in the UK do you think is popping at the moment? Well, before quarantine, with DJ wise
Musically,
clubbing scene. Yeah, music.
musically.
Yeah. Well, like DJ, clubbing, music, like anything.
I wouldn't say one place more than another. A place I've been to party personally, rather than DJing.
Yeah.
I've been to Newcastle once, and I'll never forget it. Newcastle was mad. It's just so
See,
far
that's what
from
all
where
of
I
them
am.
are telling me. They were like, "Bro, you got to come up Newcastle."
Yeah.
So
I went to a place called, it was years and years and years ago now. It's a place called Tucked Up. It's still
yeah.
there. I went there and it was mad. I played in Birmingham a few times. Birmingham's sick. Like Birmingham a lot. Kirk put me to go there to play at Bamboo, and I played at what's the other place? Stories as well. I played at Continental and Kieran the same day. That was cool. I would love to play in Newcastle again, though, man. I'd like to play in Newcastle for the first time. That'd be sick. That'd be mad, because they seem to know their music, and I got a few friends up there from Marbella and stuff. So maybe one day get hooked up.
Do you think Newcastle and Birmingham are kind of repping the UK in terms of the scenes, like for abroad, or do you think there's other cities as well?
There's plenty, bro. There's obviously Nottingham with Aces. I think
Yeah, you got Leeds as well.
Yeah, I've never been to Leeds. I'm a United fan, so Leeds is my rival. I can't be going to Leeds on a friendly one. I would like to go Leeds. But yeah, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool. Liverpool's sick as well. Newcastle, obviously Essex too. You got things like Love Juice, London, Unique Parties and that.
Yeah,
like they're doing bits everywhere, all over the place. So yes, like I said, it's a big world. It's a big world. There's a lot of.
It's a big world, but the thing is, it's just hard to get those sets. That's the thing. It's just like a lot of trial and error kind of thing.
That's where your network comes into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been quite fortunate from when I first went to Paddy's house. I had it kind of in. Like, he got me sets in Colchester. Then from Colchester, I met people. Then obviously we went to Marbella, met Syed. Then I met my boy Kuju, took me to Prague. There's loads of. It's just the more people you meet. How old are you? 19.
Yeah, I'm young, man.
I was 19 when I started.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not a massive DJ or nothing. I think I'm cool.
Yeah.
Got my residencies here and there, play wherever I can. But as long as you're doing that, making money, having a good time, bro, that's the thing. Obviously, if you've got your goals, everyone's got a goal to be the best. But that's when you start building.
It's mad because, like, I mean, I'm not boasting about it or anything. It's just like I've done a lot for my age, and it's crazy. Like, because I'm looking at you guys, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I just see all of you doing the most in the scene, like making movements and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I only just started, like, kind of thing.
How long have you been DJing for?
In the scene, it's like technically DJing, like in the clubs and stuff, like 2 years, 2 and a bit years. But like, I started when I was 13, so I've been there, but in the clubbing world, 2-3 years max.
Yeah. Think about it. You're legally allowed to go clubbing for 1 year. You're basically 1 year old. You're basically 1 year old. So, you got to look at it that way. You know, I was 19 when I started. Like, actually started practicing. So you're 6 years ahead of me, essentially.
Yeah.
In terms of technical ability, I guess. So to be patient, man. Like, you're doing these lives with everyone, so you're building connections that way. Obviously, you don't know who's listening. I saw you done. Did you Charles's one?
Yeah, I done Charles.
Yeah, so
I done Nathan Dorr.
You done Rusky too, which was cool.
Rusky, yeah. Like, a lot of people, it's just it's been mad. Like, if you told me 6 weeks ago I'll be doing this, no way I would have thought I'd be doing this.
Yeah, it's sick, and that's the thing. That's another thing you can build on, look on, and say,
definitely.
You know what? I spoke to you before. Do you mind if I come do a warm up or whatever?
Or do you mind if I
come do a warm up with me? Yeah, or go back to back me. I don't care. Be sick.
Yeah.
Less work for me to do. Plus, like,
Yeah,
you keep
literally,
that
because
thing.
you're still getting paid anyway. You're still getting paid, and it's
Yeah,
just like easy work.
but the way I'll always do it is if someone comes with me, I'll always pay them out of my pocket. Like, couldn't do it all the time because obviously you've got family to feed and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
yeah, of course.
like, there's a friend of mine, Joe. He's from Norwich. And I used to DJ. I've done most of my DJing in Norwich, by the way, like my career. And I played at a place called Mantra, which is like the best place to go.
Yeah, I've heard Mantra.
Yeah, so we was like residents there for like 5 years, like shutting down every single Saturday. And this kid Joe, a little bit younger than me, one day can't DJ, but was like, I want to learn how to DJ. Can I just watch you guys?
Yeah,
bro. On my life, I think for about a year, maybe a year and a half, he came and watched us DJ every Saturday.
A year for
about a year, watched us every Saturday, and then for 6 months he done the warm up. Yeah. And now he's DJing, like got his own residency, doing bits. So if you don't ask, you don't get. I'm the worst for that. I think I probably ask. I don't really ever ask for gigs.
Same, I'm the worst for that as well. Like, I mean, sometimes I have asked, and I'm like, and they're like, okay, maybe it's not the time. But there's sometimes where I'm like, oh, if I ask it, maybe look like I'm begging it or something like that. I always think.
I don't want to seem like I'm begging. Don't know if I've done it. Like if I've had conversations with people I know, like, and respect. Like Side, for example, I said, "Oh, Side, is there anything going? If so, let me know." But I would never just randomly approach someone. But there's nothing wrong with doing that at all. Like, it's probably
because
the best
also
thing.
You never know if something pops up. Like, they could be ill this week and be like, "Oh, on Friday, can you just do this one quick?"
Exactly. You never know. I would always, I don't really do it, but I should do it.
Yeah.
I definitely should do it. I probably will start doing it more. But yeah, what I tend to do is I build a relationship first. That's the key thing, because again, it can, to some people, come across as cheeky. I don't want to come across as cheeky and like trying to nick people's work. So I rather build a relationship, see what's happening, see if there's it, and if there is, cool, then I'll ask. If not, then I just won't.
In your opinion, what makes a good DJ?
First and foremost, you got to know how to mix, man.
I think that's just the main thing, right? That's got to be the main thing.
That's the key, because if you're not mixing, it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like my girlfriend, for example, she knows if someone clangs, she'll be like, "That wasn't a good mix, was it?" And that's not
people stop dancing as well in the club if the mix if it's not flowing. People are like, "What do we do?" Where
exactly,
do we go?
exactly. So I think that's the key. The fundamentals, just learn the craft. Second of all, networking, meet people. That's a good key to success, as DJ Khaled would say. And then finally, have a music collection, because I see a lot of debates about the warm up DJ versus
So what's your take on that as well? We'll go on to that.
Like, a lot, if you put it this way, a lot of DJs will have the top 40.
Yeah. I think every DJ will anyway.
Right. So say you do an hour set. How many songs you play in an hour?
It depends on how it depends. I'd say about 30, 40.
So you play 2 minutes a song.
It depends where it is. It depends, because some cards are like, you can judge it if they want fast pace or not.
Okay, so say between 50 and 100, yeah.
Yeah.
Say you've got 100 bangers like from the last year. If your warm up DJ plays them, you're not gonna go. You shouldn't go in and play the same songs. You should always have an alternative to switch.
But you say even 100, like some people who aren't DJs may think, oh my god, 100 songs are long. Like, that's a lot of songs. 100 songs is nothing. Like, that's nothing. You know,
like in a night, you can run through like 500, 600, 700 songs, depending on how quick you're mixing and stuff. Obviously,
it just depends. It's weird, because like some crowds are like, I only want to hear 1 minute, you know, and some crowds are like, I want to hear like the full 3 minute of a song.
And you know what? Some songs only worth 1 minute.
Yeah.
Some songs only worth 1 minute.
You know what? The funniest one, when who was I talking? Oh, Selector J, when I was talking to him about this time ago, and he was saying that if you play Stay Scheming, no one will know French Montana's bit at the end. Like,
listen, I didn't even know he was on the song though. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. He's right, but it's disrespectful.
Well, it's true. You play Rick Ross and Drake, and that's it. And then you're quiet.
He's right. And obviously, the Drake bit is the highest point in the song.
It's the
obviously that quotable at the end, or like in the middle of his verse, or whatever. So you kind of got to get out after that, because after that it does go down. But French does his thing on that. Like,
he doesn't, but I don't think anyone is listening to that song straight for 5 minutes. That song's like 4.5 minutes.
No, you're right. But some songs don't deserve the full song, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
There's like a lot of songs that I've only played like the verse and the chorus. That's it, over.
And obviously with things like DJ City and the record pools and stuff, you get certain tracks where it's like the Drake bit first, or
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar first, or Beyonce first.
Because that's the hardest bit of the song.
Yeah, so that's a nice little aid there too. Also, you can make your own edits, especially depending if like using cue buttons and stuff. So you can get like the intro, the chorus, and then make your own edit live on the spot. So that's one way of going around it too. If you want to.
But what's your take on the warm up DJ not playing his role, like, or her role?
It's just it's education, bro. They haven't been guided properly. I was lucky enough to have people that have been DJing. Like my DJ mentors are like 40, so they're 10 years older than me. So they was doing it 10 years.
So they got 10 years more experience.
Yeah, so they're like, listen, this is a warm up set. This is not a warm up set. This is a warm up song. Like for example, I tell you, my friend Paddy, who taught me as DJ, I went and warmed up with him, and he was like, make a crate of warm up tracks. What do you think a warm up track is? And we'll come around mine before the set, and I'll go through it, and I'll take it to pieces and make your warm up set.
Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't take it to pieces too much. I
actually need that. You know what? That'll be useful.
It's a good thing.
And it's not even a bad thing. Like it just shows you gotta like know more songs or know different genres or whatever. It's not even a bad thing that you've got.
I mean, the natural instinct of a DJ is to kill their set. Understandable, but there's ways.
But you can kill a set with old school easy.
Exactly, there's different ways to kill a set. You haven't got to play every single tune.
But you see, you got your attic Romford, right, and you're in the main room. What's your warm up set there? Like, so how do you run that?
There it's more the instruction is to play more house there, because obviously you've got the R&B room upstairs. You don't want to take it away from.
Yeah, you don't want to take away that.
And to be honest, even if I was to play R&B, I wouldn't take too much away from it, because the R&B room in Romford is so notorious. Do you know what I mean? So before I was even started working there, Double was already holding it down in there, so he's got a following in there. So if I was to play like half hour of R&B, it wouldn't affect him too much. But everyone has a role in the club, from the doorman to the managers to the hostesses, obviously the DJs as well. So when I go down, play just chilled house, like a bit of vocally stuff, warm up house, and then go into the big party stuff, the bait ones. Obviously, it's more of a commercial club, so you've got to pay the bait stuff. And then at the end, from like 3 till 4, that's when I play for myself.
Because you know it's done.
I'm like, listen, you know, get out of here, I'm going home. But the last hour is my hour, so I obviously keep it quite up tempo. The last half hour, I play like some R&B and hip hop and stuff, because Double Room closes at 3 o'clock. So I can go.
How do you find Attic? Like, it must be a mixture of people, right? You got a whole heap of different people.
Every week's different. Every week's different. It's like Ipswich. They're very similar clubs. They obviously have the big Delta clubs, so like 1,000, just under 2,000 people. So it's just it's all right. It's cool. Get all sorts of people in there. You get all sorts. Like there's this one guy in Ipswich. I don't know his name. I don't know why I don't know his name. But he gets at 10 o'clock every single Friday.
That's literally like some of the places in South London that I go to. The same guy you'll see there Friday night at 10 o'clock. He'll be there.
By himself, by the way.
Yeah, by himself.
And he'll dance. He'll dance.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Please don't tell me this is the same guy. Like we know.
No, I've got a few videos of him. I've got a few videos of him because he's funny, but I'll send you some videos. But yeah, you get some more people. Obviously, you get cool people in there. They've got some good acts as well. To be fair, they haven't done so recently in Rockford. They have booked acts, but they've kept them few and far between.
Does it make it easier to go to the other attics because you're already in one?
Nah, it's different
because harder.
So I was doing every other Saturday and every Friday in Ipswich.
Yeah.
And Saturdays is urban. So they've got an R&B room, but it's like no one goes in there because the main room is literally the main room's here.
Yeah.
You've got a door on the dance floor, and that's the R&B room. So everyone else just naturally just stays in the main room.
Just stays in the main room.
In there. Yeah, like you could put anyone in there and they wouldn't be busy. Like the main room is the focal point, and it's just urban in there for the whole time. It's a very urban crowd. Whereas if you go to Romford, one day it's housey, one day it's R&B. So you kind of got to be able to cross over without affecting the other rooms, because that's not how the club works. Shout out to Max as well, sick DJ.
Yeah, Max Denham, big DJ. Like. Yeah. I'm gonna interview him as well, definitely. But it's you know
what? Ask him about FIFA.
I was asking Gavin this before, and I was like, with the clubbing scene, like, do you think it's more bottle spends and all of this now, or do you think that's just only certain types of clubs?
Depends where you go, mate. Depends where you
Yeah.
go. Ipswich and Romford, the clubs that I play in the rooms that I play in, they're not really bottle clubs.
They're bottle, yeah.
They're big dance floors, big bars, and a few tables. There's nothing mad like in terms of tables there. But then you can go other places, and it's just tables everywhere. Like when I used to do District every Wednesday, and obviously District is the dance floor is a table basically. It's mad. And I didn't really like it because everyone's like, it's not really a party. It's more of a show. Like, oh, look at my bottle, or look at this, look at that. Like they will dance for like 10 seconds, then it's back to smoking.
It's back to yeah.
Whereas I like playing in not raves, but a good balance of like
mosh pits.
Bottles. Yes, what's happening? You're right.
Mosh pits, man.
Yeah, mate, mosh pits. Like when I play at the uni, my goal is to try and make a mosh pit.
Yeah.
My goal.
I mean, that's easy straight away. Just throw on like Mo Bamba or something like that.
Yeah, obviously those sort of tunes. Yeah,
even though I hate
like to keep, I like the atmosphere. So obviously when I play in the big clubs like Attic and Romford and Ipswich and stuff, like I look for those pockets and try and work on those, and then I come back to the girls and then the house heads or whatever. So
coming out of quarantine, where do you think the scene's going in terms of DJ scene? Like, do you think clubs are gonna be more open to getting new DJs on board, or do you think they're gonna go back to the same and just stick to what they know?
Depends, man. I really don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, with me, I've got my residencies locked down. Some clubs might not make it out of quarantine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Make it. I saw, unfortunately, like a girl that I know in Prague, not Prague, but one of her residencies have stopped because the club can't afford to stay open. So it all depends.
There's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a heap of clubs that won't.
And don't forget, loads of clubs were closing before quarantine.
Yeah.
We've got a very bar-y culture at the moment. A lot of people go to bars and smaller clubs.
Most people go to bars, bar, restaurant kind of things, like the beer ones and all of that stuff.
Exactly, like pre-drinks. Like I know people that don't go out till like 12:30, 1. That's 2-3 hours of a club's income.
Yeah,
you know, so
it's literally true, because even in London as well, apart from the main clubs, because obviously you have to be there on time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you've got no one in the clubs till 12 o'clock because everyone's drinking at a bar or having in a restaurant or eating in a restaurant.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the moment, obviously we don't know what's going to happen with social distancing, so clubs are going to take a hit. Don't get me wrong, the great British public will go out and have a beer, like 1,000%. They'll definitely be doing that, but it'll be difficult to monitor in the clubs, because if there's going to be rules and regulations, it could be a case that the clubs don't open until it's actually safe to go out.
Well, in Italy, my friend, she said that it's March 2021, earliest.
There we go.
Earliest. Like, do you know how long that is, though,
10
man?
months.
Like,
10 months. Yeah, it hurts, man.
It's long, man. But you know what? If you want to make sure everyone stays safe and it doesn't happen again, then
that's the thing. But
the problem we've run is that we're gonna get into the flu season again after September. Yeah. So if it opens up in September, you're just gonna re-release everyone into the flu, basically.
They just need to keep it as locked down as possible, because you can't trust the British public on anything.
Everyone's out anyway. Like I'm walking down to the park and I've seen people sunbathe and chill. So like,
exactly. I go out to walk my dog and that's it. I go out to walk my dog. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens after the lockdown. It'll be interesting. Obviously, a lot of people will be affected, whether it's DJs, clubs, promoters, and whatnot. We'll see. But that's going to be interesting. What about you? What you got planned?
What have I got planned?
Yeah.
After quarantine or during quarantine?
What are you looking to do after quarantine?
Well, I've got a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on, but the main thing is, because I'm doing these now, I'm trying to keep the friendships going with the DJs. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews, so there's a lot of friendships to keep, but it's like, there's certain ones where I'm like, okay, I need to actually work my way into their kind of circle, because there's a couple of DJs that like, you got to show me that you're worth me putting you on the set with me, kind of thing, which is what I want to do. And that's why I'm doing these Instagram live sets as well, like you were doing, but like, I'm doing this to show the other DJs that I am actually worth it as well. It's not even
100%.
Like, it's not, you know what, for me, I was always lazy with networking. Yeah, I know I'm young and everything, but I was always lazy. Even when I was legal to go out, I never went out. Like, if I did go out, it was just clubbing. It wasn't going to see a DJ set, or it wasn't trying to go pull through to someone's set. Like, I've only done it to 2 DJs or 2 or 3 DJs.
Yeah.
So now I've got a lot of sets to go through, to pull through, pass through.
Do it.
But yeah, my aim next year, it depends. like we don't know when clubs are opening, but my aim is to do a season next year.
Couldn't
Like I want to
couldn't
do
recommend it anymore, mate. That
like, and I feel like I could do it, and I feel like I'm
yeah,
ready for it. Like I feel like I've done what I can do.
yeah. DJing
And
every single day, 5-6 hours a day. There's only one thing that's happening. You're gonna get better. Like
yeah,
you won't get worse at all.
yeah.
Like you get
I
better.
don't think you
meet
can
new
get
people.
worse from that.
Nah. Then obviously you're networking, social media, people
That's the
tagging your
thing,
videos and
because like
stuff.
I've done the overseas gigs, which is cool, but it's like I want them with regular Saturdays or regular Fridays, because then that's helping me read the crowd and read
Yeah.
whatever, and help me and a DJ in my
Where
DJ
would you
style
want to go?
anyway. What, in terms of the season?
Yeah, where would you want to do it?
Marbella. That's the only place. I don't want to do Napa. I don't want to do Malia. I want to just do Marbella. I've never looked at doing any other. I really
Fair enough.
like. I know I look to a lot of DJs, and I know they're doing sick jobs out in Napa and Malia and Zanzi.
Yeah.
And like all of my friends are like, bro, you should go Zanzi or whatever. I'm not a fan. I'm like a very central London club DJ kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I like the posh, not the poshness, but you get what I mean. Like,
I tell you what,
the style of it.
when I done Napa, like there's tiers. So there's like Mali Renzani, like they're here,
Yeah.
Magaluf here, and then there's Napa,
Yeah.
there. Then there's Marbella, then there's Ibiza, Dubai, America. Like I would, if you couldn't do Marbella, I'd really recommend doing Napa.
No, I'll do Napa, but
Yeah.
I wasn't like, it's not something I was like always. You know how some DJs are like, I really want to do Napa,
Yeah.
like Mali, all of that. For me, it was always Marbella. I've always had my eye on Marbella.
Do it.
Like,
Book a flight, go.
yeah.
That's.
I even
100%
asked Kieran like last year. He probably won't even remember this, but I asked him. I was like, "Bro, can I?" I was coming in Marbella. I was like, "Can I join the set?" But I don't think I was ready for it. But he didn't even look at it anyway. But
Yeah, but obviously now you've built a connection with him.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
weird. You know, you look at it a year ago, and then now I'm doing I've done a live with him and everything. So
Yeah. It's sick. It's the best way to do it, mate. 100%. Just book a
Literally.
flight, say, listen, fuck, I'm going, and then just
Yeah.
go and do it. If it fails, fly home.
So for you in the next in the next 5 years, where do you kind of see yourself? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to start producing? What do you want to do?
Healthy daughter first and foremost.
Okay.
Healthy daughter. So I need to
Family first.
make sure that my nappy game is strong. That's the key. Yeah, I'd like to get to a point where that I and myself know that I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm good, and I can
Yeah.
DJ, I can play anywhere and do a good job. But technically, like scratching routines and stuff, I want to get to that level. Producing, I've always wanted to do it, but I'm not a person to try and do things half-heartedly when it comes to DJing and making music. That's a completely separate art and craft. I would like to learn 100%, but I know you've got to put hours and dedication into it. You can't just spend an hour here, hour there. It's got to be
Definitely.
proper to it. So first and foremost, mate, just up the skill set, and then I want to have played in America within the next 5 years.
What, any specific, obviously Vegas, but like any other
Just
specific
one of
states
the
or
big,
city?
like one of the big states or cities, man, like Vegas, New York, Miami, LA,
Yeah.
Texas. Texas is meant to be sick. I was speaking to G2 the other day when we were playing FIFA, and he said that Texas is his favorite place. So,
Yeah, he was telling me that.
Yeah, so that
Bro,
was cool.
I'm interviewing an American DJ tomorrow, so I'll send you that one if you're free. I don't know if you're at work, but I'll send you anyway.
I'll be in lockdown, innit? We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
True.
But yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Definitely, man.
Be
But
sick.
like, I really appreciate this talk. It's been good, man.
Nah, thanks for having me, mate. Be sick. Appreciate it. And keep doing it.
Appreciate
man. Keep
everyone
shining.
locking in, man. Like,
Yeah,
and yeah,
it's been
we'll hope to link up soon after quarantine.
Anything you need, man, just give me a shout anytime.
Cheers, bro. I might need some scratching lessons.
Mate, if you find someone that can teach me, holler at me.
But bro, take care, yeah?
You too, man. Stay safe.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Stay safe. See ya.
Bye-bye.